serve their husbands, and that comment drew delighted laughter from the women in the room. They had obviously drawn on their own experience, preoccupations, desires, and cultural understanding to make themselves at home in my response. My experiences have partially helped to construct my identity. It is from such a location, sometimes defined as marginal, that I imagine India and tell the story of immigrants in the diaspora. But marginality is not necessarily disempowering. Rather, it is a space from which a new understanding can emerge. Mystery writes, "No name is yours until you speak it. Somebody returns your call, and suddenly the circuit of signs, gestures, and gesticulations is established. You are part of a dialogue that may not be heard or heralded at first, but your person cannot be denied. The voices of the crossing, once drawn by a siren song, may lead you astray, but strangely you find yourself the long way around. In another's country that is also your home, your person divides, and in following the forked path, you encountered yourself in a double movement, first as a stranger and then as a friend." My reactions to racism and biased media stories about India compel me to question where and with whom I belong and the location of my home. Is it here or is it there? Do I have to choose? Or could I, like Ralston, refuse to choose between the emotional and physical home? Ralston writes, "But I too have ropes around my neck. I have them to this day, pulling me this way and that, east and west. The nooses tightening, commanding, choose, choose. I buck, I snort, I whinny, I rear, I kick. Ropes, I do not choose between you. Lassos, lariats, I choose neither of you. And both, do you hear? I refuse to choose." Thank you. I'm open to questions, comments, observations. Okay.
Dr. Agnew, I was wondering if you could just maybe elaborate a little bit on the way in which memory is connected to the collective identities of migrants.
I think memory, if I think about some of the situations that I find myself sometimes is you go to a meeting or a conference, and then some South Asian women may gather together, and why we do that I do not know, but somehow we cluster at least for lunch or a drink or something like that together. And then one person tells a story, right, of something that happened to them. And then another person says, "Oh, you know, wait until you hear this." And then the third person says, "Oh, but you've heard nothing